Welcome to my class, dear students. Hopefully, all of you are fine at home. Today, I would like to talk about English first paper. In English first paper, there is a topic gap filling activities with clause and without clause. Most of you have requested me to discuss about the issue, about the point. Today, I would like to talk about the point. Hopefully, you will be very much benefited. Okay, let's see the outcome. After the lesson, after the video, what you will learn? You will be able to know how to fill in the gaps and know the roles of filling gaps, and you will be able to have idea about form of different words. Okay, before going to lesson, look at the three sentences here. I have given a verb here, right? This is a verb, sing. Okay, use the verb in the following sentences properly. If I am asked to, if you are asked to tell, he is not dash. If you sing this verb here appropriately, then what will be the correct answer? He is not sing. Is it correct? Definitely not. So what will be the correct answer? He is not singer. That is also not correct. But when I write here, he is not singing. That is correct, right? Okay. So here the appropriate word is singer. No. Singing. That is correct. He is a dash. He is a sing. Is it correct? No. He is a singer. Is it correct? Yes, definitely it is correct. He is a singer. That is meaningful. Dash is his profession. Here, sing is his profession. Is it correct? Definitely not. But when I say singing is his profession, that is correct. So look, here there is the only verb sing, but this sing has been used here in different angle, different way. There is the form of parts of speech. So you have to know this type of formation of parts of speech here, right? To complete fill in the gaps, you have to know proper idea about parts of speech also, right? Okay, let's talk about some important roles of gap filling activities here. Okay, the roles that you have to remember. First, if you see in the gap, before gap there is an article. Okay, if you see article before gap, you have to write here adjective, right? I would like to mention a point that here I have been written the roles in Bangla, right? I have been written the roles in Bangla, but today's my video lecture will be in English. Okay, so that you can get both Bangla and English. That is the good side of this video. Okay, I hope you will enjoy the video first to last. Okay, to know some important rules of this video here. Okay, look at the rules. First, article, right? If you see before gap there is an article, then what will you use here? Look at the sentence. They lived a dash king in India. Here you will write they lived a famous king in India. Look, the answer is given here. Famous, kind, okay, great, wise. These all are correct answer. Okay, if you think that, you will write another adjective, that is also be correct. Okay, okay, in a word, after preposition, after article, you will use here adjective. Okay, that is the rule. Now two, you see, if you see after article there is an adjective, okay, and there is a gap. So article plus adjective plus gap, and then if noun, then you have to use here must, present participle or past participle. Okay, I saw a nice dash sari. So I saw a nice colored sari or colorful sari, right? That is the correct answer. I have beautiful dash picture. I have beautiful painted picture. Here that will be painted. So painted. That is the past participle form of the verb, right? Painted. That is the rule. So now 3. In a sentence, if you see after preposition, okay, after preposition, if you see there is a gap after preposition, if you write here in a verb, then you have to write here verb plus ing, because this is the rule. Except to all kinds of preposition, after preposition, verb will be ing. Okay, in form. I'm interested in learning music. I'm interested in listening music, right? These will be the correct answers. The children are fond of eating sweets, right? That will be eating. Why? As preposition is available here, right? Now I'm going to rule 4, right? Be verb. After be verb, if you see any be verb before gap, then what will you write? If you see after gap there is a preposition, that means you have to understand that will be the prepositional phrase. Do you know prepositional phrase? The phrase which have, right? The phrases which have preposition, that is called prepositional phrase. A lot of, in lieu of, in a state of, right? Suppose good at, dokko, expert, right? They are dash of snake. They are afraid of snake. Here, afraid of. That is the prepositional phrase. So, what is the rules? After be verb, if there is a gap, and after gap, if you see any preposition, you must use here adjective with preposition. As preposition is given here, you have to write here only adjective. That is good at, fond of, right? A lot of these types of word you can use here. Now 5. Look, seem, grow, taste, remain, sound, appear, turn, become, hip. These type of words, after these type of words, if you see any gap, then you have to use here adjective. The baby looks pretty. The baby looks beautiful. The baby looks smart. These type of answers will be the correct answer. Definite article. Now question number 6. Rule 6. If you see any definite article before noun, okay, before noun, definite article, then before gap there is an article, definite article, that means the indefinite article an, right? And after gap, if there is a noun, definitely here the adjective will be superlative form. Suppose Mr. Rana is the tallest man in the locality. Mr. Rana is the richest man in the locality. Mr. Rana is the strongest man in the locality. He is the best man in the locality. This type of answers will be the correct answer, right? I hope you understood. Now, 7. Help mind feel alive or object to, confess, used to, with a view to, look forward to. Here, look, these all are one kind of prepositional phrase. After prepositional phrase, okay, you must use verb plus ing. Okay, suppose I can't help doing it. I can't help going my sister's house, right? After can't or couldn't, if you see help, then the verb will be in form. Okay, this is the rule. Now 8. If you see the beginning of the sentence, there is a gap. Okay, in that case, if you write the sentence with any verb, then verb must be with verb plus ing. Okay, suppose walking in the morning is good for health. Practicing in the high court, Mr. Kalam is happy. These type of words. Okay, swimming in the river is very enjoyable, right? This is the correct answer. Now, number 9. If you see before get, there is have, has, had, and after have, has, had, if you see any article, indefinite article, a or n, after a or n, you have to write here noun must. Okay, he has a toy, he has a book, he has a laptop, he has a pencil. These type of words you can write here, right? Okay, the uses of not only but also. Suppose he is not only famous in the country but also famous in all over the world, right? He is not only honest but also kind, This is the correct answer, right? This type of use also we see in gap filling activities. Now I'm going to role 11, right? If you see um, before gap, there is a clause. Okay, there is a principal clause, and after clause you have seen here there is another clause. Okay, there are two clauses before gaps. One is before clause, before gap, another one is after gap. In that case, you must use here conjunction. I went to Barishal, dash my friend beat me. Okay, both are positive. That's why here and will be used. Okay, this is the rule. Suppose he is weak, but he can work more, right? That is the rule. Now I'm going to roll now 12. If you see there are two gaps, okay, two clauses, and in the middle already I have discussed it in 11. Okay, and if you see that both the clauses are principal clause, and definitely that is compound sentence. In compound sentence, the conjunction, coordinating conjunction, it's really fanboys are used, right? What are fanboys? For nor, okay, but, or, either, yet, so these types of fanboys are used here. Okay, now 13. If you see before gap there is an article and definite article, and after gap there is also a preposition. Okay, before gap there is an article, and after gap there is a preposition. There must be a noun. Okay, so the color of his eyes, dash blue, is blue. So there is another point to be remembered, and that is if the subject is singular, verb will be singular. If the noun is plural, in that case the verb will be plural. Suppose the color, so the color is singular here. That's why your verb will be is. But when I say the books, that is the plural, right? If the noun will be plural, in that case the verb will be also plural. Table are red. That is the correct answer. Now 14. If the subject is third person singular, then if it is present tense, simple present tense, then verb will be as by yes. Okay, after verb it takes as or yes. So which are third person singular? He, she, it. Okay, any name, any person, anything that is singular, and that type of subject takes as or yes. Suppose he goes, he sleeps, he speaks, right? It plays an important role. Computer helps us, not help us, right? This type of words will be the correct answer here, right? Now 15. If you see in gap filling activities, since or before, and after since or before there is a time marking word. Okay, since morning, for 2 days, for 3 days, you have to write this sentence in present perfect continuous tense or past perfect continuous tense. That means you have to add here have been or has been or had been, and then verb will be in form. Okay. Now 16. If you see am, is, are, was, were, this type of auxiliary verb, after auxiliary verb will be in form if the sentence is active. Very careful. That is very important rule. Am, is, are, was, were, after be verb, if you see any gap, then if the sentence is active, how do you feel? How do you know? How do you understand that is active? If the subject is a doer. Okay. Here he was, write the letter. That means the letter will be written by him. Okay. So here action doer is he. That's why he was writing the letter. Okay. The letter was written by her was lost yesterday. That means here the letter can't do the action, right? That's why here writing activities is not done by the letter. That's why that will be the passive. Okay. In that case, after was, I have to write here written, as it is passive. Okay. When it is active, verb will be ing. When it is passive, then verb will be V3. That is the rule. Now 17. Okay. You see, am, is, are, was, were, after be verb, if you see any article, right? If you see any article, then you must use here noun. Mr. Rahman is a teacher. Abdul Rahman was a farmer. Mr. Karim was a shopkeeper, right? After article, you have to use here noun. In, on, to, for, from, by, without. These type of preposition, even so many prepositions are available in English grammar. Only except to, if you see any preposition, any types of preposition, after preposition, verb will be ing. Already I have got this type of rule earlier, right? Okay. Being, been, to be, having. After this type of words, verb will be must, pp, right? This is the perfect participle. Maybe you have gotten this type of example in my earlier video, and in where have you gotten this type of example? You have gotten it in modifiers, right? Having dash the work, having finished the work, he left the office. Having finished, having done, having completed, right? This type of words. Now 20. If you see have, has, had, get, got, getting, after this type of words, you must use B3. Rana has done the work. Remember, these types of grammatical rule will be set in the question right form of verb, right? Or you have to know this type of rules in doing completing sentence or special uses of phrases or in right form of verb. Okay, it is must, you have to know the rules. Okay, without knowing these types of rules, you will not be able to do such kind of grammatical items. Now 21. If you see before gap there is subject plus verb plus object, right? She loves me. Here subject is she and loves is a verb and me is a object. So in that case, what will you write after the gap? So in the gap, you have to write here verb or noun. You can write here either adverb or noun. Okay. She loves me sincerely. Okay. She loves me sincerely. She loves me. She sent me flowers. Okay. Sometimes there will be noun, sometimes there will be adverb. Okay, that is the rule. If the sentence demands, right? Okay, now 22. If you see at first there is a sentence subject, and after subject there is a gap, and after the gap there is also another verb. Okay, there is also a verb. So the people there is a gap and there is also verb. But if you write here any verb, that verb will be verb plus ing. That means inform. The people living in the midst of poverty. That means যে লোকগুলো দারিদ্রতার মধ্যে বসবাস করে আর the worst victims তারাই হলো সবচেয়ে খারাপ শিকারে পরিণত হয় of the natural disasters প্রাকৃতিক দুর্যোগের সময়. Okay, this is the rule. So here verb will be verb plus ing. Possessive এরপরে সবসময় noun হয়. You know, my father, his sister, his brother, my book, your book. This type. After possessive must you will use noun. Okay. After to, okay, you know, only to. If you see only to, after to you will use verb present. But whenever you see this type of prepositional phrase with a view to, look forward to, get used to, prefer to, accustomed to, be accustomed to, in that case you have to write verb plus ing. Okay, verb plus ing form. Suppose he used to living in cold climate, right? He used to living in cold climate. We went to new market with a view to buying a laptop, right? With a view to, you have to use here verb plus ing. After noun and before noun, if you see any gap, and before gap, if you see any article, then what do you use here? You have to use here article. She is a best girl. She is a good girl. She is a beautiful girl, right? Okay, these will be the correct answer. Now 26. If you see there is an article before gap, and after gap there is also a preposition. Okay, and there is also another gap. Okay, in that case what will you do? That means after article you will use here a noun. Okay, and after preposition there is another gap, and in that gap there is also another noun. That means in both gaps you have to use here noun. Okay, that is the rules. And if you see any sentence, tomorrow, the next day, later, this type of words, if they are available in the sentence, then you have to write this sentence in future simple, right? The next day dash holiday. The next day will be holiday, right? Okay, now after adjective and before adjective and after adjective, the pious. If you see before adjective there is a article, definite article, and there is a gap after the adjective. In that case the verb will be plural. That means here pious means all types of pious. Do you know pious means what? Pious means dharmic. So when you see the pious, that means dharmikra. Okay, the rich, that means dhonira. Rich means dhoni, the rich means dhonira. Okay, I hope these all are the important and very much important rule for gap filling activities. I think if you follow the rules, if you practice the rules, and if you remember the rules, inshallah you will be able to do if you are able to solve gap filling activities, not only gap filling activities but also right form of verbs and other grammatical items, you can be able to solve them frequently. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much.